Hey HCG family, this is Mimi's HCG, and I was going to do a quick vlog to let you know how I'm doing and how I did this morning. This morning I woke up with a, 1.2 release, so definitely thrilled about that. Also, too, I wanted to let you know that I did use coconut oil again. So this would be the third time I used it again today. I had the first time I put a little bit into my hot tea, and the second time I used it yesterday with my chicken and asparagus, and it was delish. I'm telling you, to be able to cook your meat in coconut oil, it was just really, really satisfying. And today I had shrimp and asparagus, and I also cooked it in the coconut oil. So, truthfully, it wasn't as good as the chicken for some reason. But anyway, that's nice. So, apparently, the coconut oil is not affecting my releases. So I'm thrilled about that. So far, so good. And I will continue to, to use it. So whether it is, as long as it's not hurting, then I'll continue using it. So I also wanted to give a shout out to Rilla and Miss Daisy with your all's huge releases. That's just awesome. I hope plenty more of those in the days ahead. For all of us, really, everybody have just huge releases. And let me see who is calling me. And of course, it is my husband. Can I call you right back? Okay. Bye. So, anyway, I also wanted to make a comment about HCG Darling and her struggles. And I wanted to talk just a few minutes about cabbage, and she had talked about eating shredded, cabbage, and sometimes cabbage can cause a stall in some people. Some people just don't digest it as well. I think it's a little bit harder to digest. Me, when I eat it, I usually don't have the releases, or might not have a release at all. Not to say I have a gain with it, but for some reason, my body takes a little bit longer to digest the cabbage. So I like it. I like fried cabbage, and I plan on actually making me some, because I can use the coconut oil and salt and pepper and a little bit of red pepper flakes. So that might be one thing. Another thing too, I have found out that eating the apple, I know a lot of people are eating like the oranges and the grapefruits and that's just something I've not done that, because in my brain I'm thinking both of those things have at least the orange does have a high concentration of sugar in it. So I just just make that decision not to eat an orange or grapefruit, but I do eat the strawberries and an apple. I have found that at night, it seems like too, that if I'm going to have a snack like right before bed or a couple of hours before bed, that, I just cut up my apple in pieces. Now I do sprinkle a little bit of sea salt on it, and I don't have any problem. I'm drinking as much as my water, getting my water down, the majority of it during the day and in the evening, but as it gets like about 8 o'clock, and 9 o'clock, I lay off of it. I don't, I drink a cup of tea, but I don't, try to, before I go to bed, drink a full glass of water before I go to bed. I just don't see any need to. I feel like that I'm pretty hydrated during the day. So that's just like a little, just a little bit something. I think the apple too, when I eat that, it kind of works as a natural diuretic. Plus it's got some fiber in it. So that might help too with the other situation. And, you know, so that's something you can try just, you know, at night, like 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock right before you go to bed, you know, cut up that apple and eat that for a snack. I was also going to look a little bit into, you know, the cocoa powder that you use for the chocolate delight. I mean, I know that the cocoa powder is sugar-free, but it does have calories in it, so you might, you know, kind of be careful with that. It's not you know, the chocolate delight, it might not, it's not the coconut oil maybe that's bothering you, it might be the cocoa. So kind of just, you know, heads up on that, just to kind of let you know that it might not bother some people, but some people are sensitive to other things, just like cabbage. Some people are sensitive to cabbage, other people are not. Other people can eat, you know, a bowl full of, you know, cabbage and then be on the pot for the rest of the day, and it helps cleans them out and everything, but that's just not me. I mean, so, and I know there's other people out there. So sometimes cabbage has that effect. But the apple, I think, would be a good idea. Another thing that I've noticed, and throw this out, this is just another little thing that I, you know, learned on my my first round, is if I'm going to have beef, you know, if I'm going to have some kind of meat, red meat, that sometimes to eat the red meat in first in the day as my first meal, and eat chicken or fish or, you know, lobster, shrimp, whatever, as your second meal. And I think that kind of gives our bodies a little bit more time to work through that meat and give it some time for us to get some more water in and to also digest the meat, because it takes a little bit longer to break down in our body. So that might be something to help everybody out, or at least to give it a try and see how it works. I think that was all I was wanting to talk about. So I'll check in again tomorrow. Let you know, like I said, you know, if the coconut oil is not going to bother me and I'm going to get releases. I think the first time that I used it, I just got a 0.6, which I think that's about normal. I think so far that my releases, you know, I mean, everybody likes to step on the scale and you like to see a 1 point something, a 2 point something, but that's just not practical. It's just not common. It's just not normal on this diet. But that doesn't mean that you are not losing. You know, I was reading again over the protocol, and it talks about the fat that's been moved. You know, let's say I got a big chunk of fat, you know, in my arm or in my hip, and now it's moving. And when that fat starts moving in our bodies fill up with water. That spot that it moved, it fills up with water. So sometimes before that can be released and the fat, you know, comes out, sometimes we hold on to it. We're retaining. That water replaces where the fat was. So we have to remember it takes time for our body to, you know, to do what it's got to do. So, you know, not to get frustrated. We get frustrated if we step on the scale and there's something that, and another thing too is you might retain some water and you might hold on to a little bit of weight. You might gain a couple of ounces or something like that because of the movement of the fat in your body. It's, you know, when that fat starts moving in your body, it fills that place where it was, it fills up with water. So you just keep drinking your water, and it might take, you know, it might take a couple of days, 3 days or 4 days. You know, how, you know, I don't know, everybody's body's different. So not to get discouraged. You know, we just need to just stay on it, do the best that we can, be careful, watch the cheats. You know, I mean, watch the head games that goes on. We start talking to ourselves. We start sabotaging ourselves, and it is a mind. It can be a mind field, is what it can be, of the things that we, you know, we start talking to ourselves, and the things that we allow ourselves to indulge in when we know it's just going to cause problems down the road, and then we get discouraged, and before you know it, well, I've already screwed up now, so I'll just go ahead and eat this. You know, this is a good way to set us up to eating healthy and better things for us, and also to work through the stuff that goes on in our heads. So I just wanted to just encourage you all that I've got this kind of Robert Redford thing going here. I don't know if you know, but you know, that's who I think of as Robert Redford. Even though I look like Barbara Streisand, I think of Robert Redford. But I just wanted to let you know that. And so let's keep it up. Let's keep up releases, stabilization, maintenance, all that good stuff. You guys have an awesome night. I know there's people that's like in Canada, Rilla's in Canada, Alabama, Tennessee, California. We're about 3 hours, I think, behind you. No, ahead of you. So, love you guys. Thank you so much again for all of your comments. I appreciate it so much. And we can do this. HCG hug. Night.